going to start working on the flap lever assembly. Got everything here, all my parts laid out, and I've already turned down a couple of these bushings. I didn't do the 1/4 inch one yet because I think I'd seen some other S-21 builders found that the specified dimension, I don't know if it was the 1 inch or the 5/8 inch one, turned out to be a little too short, I believe. So I'll hold off on that, and I'll make a measurement once I start to get this thing a little more assembled, and then I'll cut those down. This is where the manual is saying to run the bolt through here and insert the 1 inch bushing. This is the one I thought was going to be short based on other videos I had seen at 1 inch, and it is. I measure this out at about 1 3/32. So at 1 inch, it's going to squeeze these in. So I'll cut these at 1.093, and that should be a pretty good fit in between there. Temporarily put this stack up here together. I wanted to check the distance between these two brackets to see if because that's where a spacer is going to go, and I wanted to see if that dimension is 5/8 like the manual calls for, and I did measure it at basically 5/8. If I run these parallel, 1 inch 70 thousandths inside to inside, if I do that here, I end up with about 650 thousandths, so 5/8. All right, flap lever is assembled and installed. One thing I'm going to do is I've got a few more parts I'm going to send out for anodizing, and I am going to anodize these bushings. That's a wear point, and I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to anodize the tube here. Anytime you got aluminum rubbing on other metals, it's not a bad idea to anodize. And these I'll hard coat anodize, just like these brackets are. I had these hard coat anodized and PTFE coated, and I'll do the same thing there. And that'll make this outlast me. So I'll get that done, and then while I'm at it, I'll probably send this bushing out and this, just so it's all anodized and black. I mean, why not? I won't even meet the minimum lot charge anyway, so I'm trying to scrounge up as many parts as I can to get done. But there we go. That's installed. Next, I think I might consider the Autopilot servos, getting those placed. I'm going to start working on the pitch servo and getting it mounted up to its bracket and then onto the mounting plate here. Something I'm noticing, I went to get this mounted up, and this is probably because I'm Dynon instead of Garmin. Garmin must place the stepper motor slightly in a maybe different location, or maybe it's a little smaller, I don't know. But what is happening is the stepper motor is hitting this bent up flange here. Now I could trim the flange down over, and that'd probably be fine. I'd like to keep the structural integrity of this part as much as possible, and I don't think it's an issue if I stand this up on some spacers. If I bring it up about a ½ inch, I think I even have some spacers that'll work for that. Shouldn't be a problem. Use some longer bolts at that point, and I think that'll be fine. I'll pursue that method. I had a whole bunch of these spacers left over from a different project, and they are they're 3/8 inches tall. And it turns out that is perfect, because when I stick this on there, I end up with 100 thousandths clearance between the stepper and the flange here. So I'll just insert those in there. I'll run some longer hardware and get that bolted up. The manual called for a dowel clamp here, and then an L bracket. I just cut off a piece of some extrusion that I had, angle extrusion, and I've got this bolt mounted. This is secured. I'll match drill through here. I'll deburr it and pop a rivet in there. That's to support this corner, because it's pretty floppy without it. gonna start working on the roll servo, and this one's a little different in that Dynon ships their capstan version of their servos with the capstan installed, and I can't fit it through the opening here, so I need to remove the capstan. Looks like it's pretty simple, just a cotter pin here, castle nut. It's probably keyed some way on that shaft, should just slide off. The retainer also needs to come off. I do see that that's got some screws down in there. Then put it all back on the bracket and reinstall everything.